Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out. Thank you so much for being here. And straight away, as well, let me thank you for something else. And that is, I see that no one yet is filming this on their cell phones. And I appreciate that, because that has become the new scourge of stand-up, really. People sitting there saying, well, I want to enjoy this, but now is not good for me. Later would be better. Later and smaller would be better for my sketch. That technology has fundamentally changed the way we will watch news forever now. Because we will never not see something ever again. To the extent that if something happens in the world and there is not at least some kind of footage of it, deep down, we're going to start to doubt it ever actually happened in the first place. We don't engage in anything anymore. No one watches anything. They just want to make sure they record it for posterity. Now, that seems to take the dignity out of any event, and it would have altered history if we were to behave like that. Look at the crucifixion. I promise you, if this technology had been around then, all you'd have seen underneath Jesus Christ was people doing this. Oh, this is great. This is fantastic stuff. Oh, wow, this is great. Double rainbow. Double. I'm getting this. I'm getting it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Let me just upload this now. I've done it. And yet, we're now so jaded by everything, so unimpressed by anything we see, that even that moment, even the poetry of that moment, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? If you were to upload that to YouTube and scroll down into the comments, I promise you, the only thing you would read would be, this sucks. This is so gay. Now, look. I think we're all aware that joke has split the room. Largely between those people going to heaven and the rest of us. So, all right. Okay, point taken. Let's discuss a lighter subject now, race. Now, where are we in terms of race relations? That's a difficult question to answer, isn't it? Everyone has their own idea. And yet something happened to me recently, which I think pinpoints exactly where we are. I was in DC and I was walking back to my hotel with two of my friends who both happen to be African American, and I am entirely supportive of that choice. Yeah, it's great. I think it's great. I've told them that. I think it's great. I think it's very brave, and they should just keep on keeping on. That's what I personally think. And then the front of the hotel, there was two glass doors, and they were both slightly ahead of me as we got there, and they both reached out and took a door and opened it, and just instinctively, I just walked straight through. And I said to them, wow, that felt fucking amazing. And they laughed and said, yeah, I bet it did. I bet it did. Unfortunately, you were born 100 years too late. And I said, well, not even 100, if you think about it. Come on. I mean, 50 years would have still comfortably put me in the sweet spot. And we were having this terrible conversation. Three friends laughing, having this appalling discussion as we were walking down the stairs into the hotel lobby. And at the bottom of the stairs, standing on his own, having heard every single word, was, I promise you this is true, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. It was like watching the entirety of Black history cross over one man's face in a second. What do you say? What do you say to a man who was standing next to Martin Luther King when he was shot? What do you say? Wait, does this not, in a way, show how far we've come, Reverend? Does this not really show that all your work paid off, this relationship here? Should you not be happy about this, Reverend? And if you are happy, do you mind telling your face? Because you look very angry. Another incident happened. This was just a few weeks ago here in New York, I happened to run into another friend of mine who, again, happens to be African-American. We started shaking hands, and he wanted to move the handshake into one of those handshakes, but I don't personally like to do those, as I don't think I can carry them off. And so I started fighting him back down into this, and he started fighting even harder to bend it up. And we started getting involved in this impromptu arm wrestle on the side of the street. And I realized it was like we were physically embodying the struggle of the 1950s. It was just, please, please, I don't want to do this. No, the world is changing, you have to change with it. I know, but not at this pace. Please let me do it at my own speed. No, you always say that, and then nothing changes. But it'll go too far. You'll do the slappy thing with some flicks, and it won't resemble the handshake I grew up with. I've always been quite racially confused, and I know that might seem strange coming from someone quite as white as I am. No, I'm really white. I'm English white. That's basically turbo white. My skin is borderline translucent. If I'm standing and the sun is behind me, I'm a functioning X-ray. But I've always confused. I lived in a very multicultural place growing up. I feel very creeped out whenever I'm in towns or cities that are all white people, and that's me. I feel that way. Whenever I go to a town that's all white, all I can think is, what are we up to here? What are we doing? I don't like this one bit. Even when I was a little boy, my favourite comedian was Richard Pryor. I had all of his albums when I was growing up, and I used to listen to them every night before I went to sleep, and consequently, I knew all of Richard Pryor's albums off by heart. And believe me, you have not heard the comedy of Richard Pryor until you have heard it second-hand through the voice of an 11-year-old white British boy. You really haven't. You honestly haven't. Black people be holding their dicks, Jack. They be like, shit, what it is? Oh, no, 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 John. No, that is not okay. The world is not ready for this. We've got a fantastic show for you coming up tonight. Please stick around. We'll be right back after this. Show, please keep that energy going, and welcome to the stage the magnificent Anthony Jeselnik.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here. This past Christmas, I told my girlfriend for months in advance, months. I said, baby, all I want from you this year is an Xbox. That's it. Beginning and end of list Xbox. You know what she got me? A homemade frame with a picture of us. From our first date together. Which was fine. Because I got her an Xbox. Good crowd. My girlfriend makes me want to be a better person, so I can get a better girlfriend. My little brother is in school right now, and we're close. But sometimes he'll take advantage of that. You know? Like the other day, he calls me up, he goes, Anthony, I just cut school for no reason. And now I need you to write me a sick note and then forge Dad's signature and make it good. I did my best, but I'm horrible at stuff like that. Teacher took one look at the note and said, Mikey, you expect me to believe this? You don't have AIDS. Now, if you guys like that AIDS joke, I got some great news. You were gonna do backflips over this next AIDS joke. I just got a letter from an ex-girlfriend of mine telling me that she has AIDS, and I didn't know how to comfort her. So I just wrote back, I know. My girlfriend now is pretty cool. One of the good ones, I think. If I had to nitpick, I'd say sometimes she's a little too sensitive. You know? Like the other day, she got her hair cut, got 2 inches trimmed off of her hair, and then came home and cried about it for 2 hours. Over a haircut, I couldn't believe it. So finally I went to her, I said, baby, what are you so upset about? It's just a haircut. I'm the one who's got to find a new girlfriend. She got mad. She got really mad. She got really mad like a month ago because she had emailed me a naked picture of herself, which is a nice thing to do. But then I messed up, and I accidentally forwarded that email to both of my parents. Now, my girlfriend is furious, like mortified, but I don't even care. Because now I've got to call up my mother and say, Mom, I am so sorry. That picture was just for Dad. My dad's been having a hard time lately. Keeps on losing his keys. Can't hang on to a set of keys to save his life. And he has tried everything too. Little hook next to the door, little bowl next to his bed, keychain, makes a noise when you whistle. Nothing worked. So finally this year, for his birthday, the whole family chipped in and we put him in a home. My dad was a complicated man. He was a huge racist, my dad. Huge racist, but he still tried to be a good father, you know? Like, he would tell me that Santa Claus was black. You know? That way, when I found out he didn't exist, it wouldn't be that big a letdown, you know? Some people get weird about that joke. They think it's racist. It's not. It's about racism. Which is better. My brother-in-law is a state trooper in the police department. He told me the only way he would ever let someone out of a DUI is if they gave him a... I said, hey, scumbag, you're married to my sister. Just give me the DUI. I feel like that joke is like almost there. I just need to find a way to make it racist. I've got a long history of suicide in my family. The good news is it skips a generation, so if I'm lucky, my kids will kill themselves. My sister just had a baby, a little newborn. The kid is adorable, so cute. But she won't let me hold him. She refuses. She says, no way, Anthony. I'm afraid you're gonna drop him. I'm 32 years old. Like I'm some kind of idiot. Like I don't have a million other ways to hurt that baby. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Thank you.
Anthony Jeselnik, ladies and gentlemen. How good was that? Please stick around. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Please keep it going for the very funny Rory Albanese.
All right. So I think I stumbled upon a solution for some of our problems in the Middle East. I was in the shower where my best ideas come to me mid-loofah. Sudsing up the chest hair, ladies. And it occurred to me that our enemies over there are small groups of fundamentalists brainwashing children. Brainwashing them. They're 12, 13-year-old kids being taught death to America, death to America. And that's the age. 13 is the age to get somebody. Half the reason anyone in my generation smokes is because at 13, we were introduced to a camel with a penis for a head. I gotta try it. So all we have to do is present something to these kids that's slightly more enticing than hate, which shouldn't be too hard since they're growing up in the same town as Luke Skywalker. Look how badly he wanted out. And he had 2 sunsets. He did. So here's the new strategy. Phase 1, fly over the Middle East, and we drop HD TVs and Nintendos. They're children. They're gonna love video games. Next thing you know, they don't feel like listening to their parents so much. Kinda like our kids. Ahmed, it's time to train for fatwa. In a second, Dad. Trying to level up on Wii Zelda. Uh-oh, little tension. Kinda like our houses. By the way, Wii is like the biggest age barometer of all time. Nothing says you're over 30 like pulling a hammy playing Wii tennis. Like, oh, Jesus. So now we got these kids kind of addicted to video games, like our kids. Then we hit them with phase 2, the junk food phase. And I don't mean junk food, I mean the kind of stuff that adults could only eat when they're intoxicated. You know what I'm talking about? And you're eating it, you're like, why don't I eat this every day? And it's like, I'll tell you in the morning. We've all had that night where you wake up, kind of like a werewolf does in his cave, after a rampage. What did I do last night? There's just animal carcasses all over the place. But for me, it's like I open my eyes and I look to my left and there's like a 7-Eleven hot dog wrapper. No! Dear God, no. Oh my God, SpaghettiOs with the spoon in the can. God! I didn't even heat it up. The devil was in my bones last night. The devil. Now you got fat video game junkie kids. Kind of like our kids. And they don't want to train to be terrorists. Have you ever watched the news? Terrorists train on monkey bars. Fat kids hate playgrounds. That's a fact. That is a Wikipedia-able fact. Then you hit them with phase 3, the most obvious phase. Medical grade marijuana. Everywhere, just pepper the joint. You don't even need to label it. They're teenagers. They'll figure out what to do with it. They always do. It's in their DNA, you know? I've never seen this before, but something says I should carve a pipe out of an apple and smoke it. I'm in. Now, our enemy, which used to be young boys learning death to America, are stoned, fat video game junkies who want nothing to do with their parents, or anyone for that matter. They're done. Ahmed, it's time to blow yourself up. Fuck you, Dad. I don't want to blow myself up. I know Grandpa blew himself up, and you're gonna blow yourself up, but I want to be an artist. No! And then it's just chaos in the house. Everyone's screaming and yelling, just like at our houses. You know, the mom's crying, but just the burka's wet because you can only see her eyes. That's not racist, it's a cultural fact. And the kid's throwing a tantrum. He runs up to his room and like slams his straw door and puts on loud sitar music. It's pandemonium. Thank you guys very much.
Rory Albanese! Have 3 minutes to yourselves and let's meet back here. Welcome back to the show. You're in for a real treat now. Please welcome the incredible Deon Cole.
What's up, New York? Make some noise. How y'all doing? Cool. So, I got some jokes that I'm tell you all real quick, you know. I'm no good in a strip club. You take me to a strip club, I'm gonna mess the whole night up. Cause I feel sorry for them women. I be trying to save them, you know? For real, like my friends took me to a strip club and this girl came up to me, she was like, "Hey, Big Daddy, you on the lap dance?" I was like, "Yep, me and Jesus." He's everywhere. I went to go see this movie called My Soul to Take. It was in 3D. It was the worst movie in the world. For real, me and this girl went to go see it, and I'm sitting there like, we sitting there for an hour and a half with these 3D glasses on. I'm like, this is supposed to be in 3D? Ain't nothing even in 3D. And the girl I was with, she was like, yeah, this is the worst movie ever. Ain't nothing in 3D. Ain't nothing came in my face yet. I wish something would come in my face. And I was like, I got 3D at home. I don't trust a black man who ain't got a mustache. I don't. If you a black man, you ain't got no mustache, don't say nothing to me. You creepy or something weird. For real, man, you gotta have a mustache. Like white guys, y'all cool when y'all cut y'all mustaches off, but black dudes, they don't look right. There's something wrong, you know? I did a commercial with Rajon Rondo, who played for the Boston Celtics, you know what I'm talking about? I did a commercial with him. As soon as he came into the room, he was like, "Deon, you're funny as hell." I was like, "Where the fuck is your stash at?" Tell me how funny I am. Where's your stash, boy? I don't trust nobody who wear all white neither. You ever see these people? They come out the house, all white jacket, all white shirt, all white belt, pants, shoes, socks. Who do you think you are that you're not gonna get dirty today, huh? You that responsible today that you ain't gonna lean on nothing and get dirty? I ought to kick you in your back and send you home. When I moved out to LA, they told me I had to work out. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And they gave me this training. And the dude was like, yeah, you got to work out. You got to work on your tries and buys and all that. The most important thing, you can't eat late at night or you'll get fat. And I'm like, forget that. You're supposed to eat late at night. He was like, no, you're not. I'm like, well, why they put a light in the refrigerator? Too smart for them chumps. And there's a lot of women out in LA, man, that got phony breasts. I mean, that's cool, but you know, I ain't that kind of guy. You know, if I'm making love to a woman, she got phony breasts, and they sitting there like two stiff-ass rocks, I don't like that. I like that plain propeller effect. You know what I'm saying, fellas? You know, you going up and they swinging around like that, trying to hit her in the head with them. I like to do it real fast by the window so I can save my gas money and she fly home. Call me. Okay, cool. Another thing about being in LA, there's a lot of porn stars out there too. You know, it is. And they come to my shows a lot. It's this one porn star. He go by the name of Wesley Pipes. He be wrecking women too, man. He be going off. But it be so funny because when he has sex with them, he be talking cash shit. But the stuff he be saying be so funny, you can't even jag off right because you be too busy laughing at what he be saying. Like, he was hitting this one girl one time. He was like, yeah, you like all that thing in there, huh? Take all that thing in there. I know you like all that thing in there, don't you? Take all that thing in there. Make that thing disappear. Oh, what you doing, my thing, girl? Where my thing at? I'm at home like, who talks like this? I ain't never said nothing like that. I kind of like that, though. I think I'm gonna start talking like that. I ran into him on Hollywood Boulevard. I didn't even know it was him. I just bumped into him. I was like, excuse me, and I looked and I was like, Wesley Pipes. But what was weird was he knew me. He was like, dude, you a comedian, ain't you? He was like, you funny as hell. I got you on tape. I was like, I got you on tape, too. Shook his hand was wet as hell. I was like, I hope he ain't just get off work. Usually a comedian leave on a real big joke at the end where they go, ha, 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 good night, and everybody be like, ha. I'm just gonna go. Thank you, New York.
Deon Cole, ladies and gentlemen. Please stick around, we'll be right back after this. The wonderful Tommy Johnagin!
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's good to be here. I guess that's obvious. I got high for the first and last time ever this week. All right. That's like he works on commission or something. He's like, yeah, they bought it for me. I get 3% of that. It's the last time also. Don't get cocky over there. I'm not going to hang out with you if that's what you wanted. I had never done it. I was with a girl. She had never done it. So I said, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to get some pot. We're going to do some pot. We're going to get high on pot. She goes, we're not going to get any if you say it like that. I feel like you're a cop right now. I have a friend who has a medical marijuana card, which means he can legally acquire marijuana and illegally give it to me in a Chipotle parking lot. Which is what we did. He got us 2 Rice Krispie treats with weed in them, or weed treats with Rice Krispies on them. I'm not sure how they list the ingredients. She said we should probably only eat half. And I said, you're right, but let's eat them all and see what happens. And, because I know what's gonna happen. She's a smaller person. It's gonna hit her first. I'm gonna get to watch while it happens. She's the ghost of marijuana future. I can just observe. She starts licking her lips and smacking her and licking most of her face, let's be honest. And then she goes, I don't think it's hit me yet. Well, I hope it has, because if you do that normally, I'm leaving. Then she started laughing. Obviously, I knew that was coming. I've seen after-school specials. I know laughter happens. I can't wait to laugh. I'm looking forward to it. Then I start laughing. She started crying hysterically. But I could not stop laughing. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. At one point, I forgot how to breathe. Did you know? Did you know you could do that? I had to say aloud, breathe in. And then I only breathed in. So I said, we're not good. We're not good at being high. You suck at it. I suck at it. Let's go to sleep. Drugs can't get you in your sleep. That's when I learned, if you just make something up, it's not true. I can stick to drinking because I know the levels. I know how much you're supposed to drink. I have a little sister, great person, no idea what her levels are. She drank so much last year, she was reported missing. I swear to God. She's all right now. That would be weird if I was like, and if you've seen her. Email me or whatever. I've got her phone charger. She went home with a guy. That's what happened. That's the truth. Her phone died, and she went home with a guy. That's what you do when you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s if you're good at it. She went home with a guy, but my mom panicked because she hadn't heard from her in hours, and she called the cops, and the cops were looking for my sister, and they started questioning people, and they find out where she was. They don't just drop the case right then. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. They go to the guy's house and knock on the door, and they were like, do you know where she's at? And he's like, yeah, she's right here. Then they take her, and they put her in a cop car, and they leave. And she was all right. That's the good news. The even better news is that I've had a few one-night stands in my day, and I remember waking up thinking, how am I gonna get this broad out of my house? The cops will do that for you? If you play your cards right, your tax dollars will take care of it. Can you imagine how fast he went from confused to happy? He's like, you can't barge, you're cool, that's cool, all right, all right. My sister has 2 kids, and they're awesome, and she's good with them, and that's pretty exciting. I don't have any kids yet. I don't know when I'm supposed to have them. I don't think I'm ready. I accidentally threw a kid into a ceiling one time. I swear to God. It was pure accident. I wasn't like, I can hit that, and dipped his head in blue chalk like a quarterback competition. I was throwing him up in the air, and I was catching him. You know why? Because babies are dumb, and they love it. I don't even care. Maybe they're not dumb. I would love it. If someone here could do it to me tonight, I would let you. So I'm throwing him up in the air and I'm catching him, and it's going great for both of us. Until I walk from the kitchen to the hallway, which meant I went from a 14-foot ceiling to a 7-foot ceiling, but I threw him at a 14-foot rate of speed. I've never met most of you, but I'm going to assume that you have no idea what it sounds like when baby meets ceiling. It's a dull noise. We hit a stud or a floor joist, something, he's probably 2 inches shorter, can't see red or taste pepperoni. Just awful. And he started crying and I felt bad. I was like, hey, baby, that's on me, you know? That was my bad. And then I put him down and walked away before any other adult saw what happened. I'm not going down for this one, baby. I wouldn't have said what happened if he had actually stuck in the ceiling, just dangling there with his giant head jammed in between insulation and sheetrock. I'd have been like, he can jump. We need heavier baby shoes. Vote for me for heavier baby shoes. I don't know who I'm gonna make a baby with. I'm trying to find the right woman. Women, I don't care. I know what I'm attracted to. It's a long list. One thing I'm attracted, I like a girl with a tattoo. I found that out. Sexy tattoo. It has to be a sexy one. Don't get cocky. I don't need a teardrop where you stabbed a girl in the joint or something. Put a little thought into it, you know what I mean? Don't have your kid's footprints from when he was 12 or something. I ended up with a girl who had a bunch of tattoos one night, covered in them, a bunch of them. They were all nice. I liked them. One of them on her ribcage, she had a tattoo of a zipper from the top to the bottom. I said, hey, what's that zipper all about? What do you got a zipper tattoo for? She said zipper was mine and my ex-boyfriend's safe word in bed. We'd yell out zipper when things got out of hand so no one got hurt. Oh, I didn't even know you could get hurt. That's interesting. I've been doing it wrong this whole time. We started romping around. About a minute into it, she bit me on my shoulder hard with all of her, just a big, zipper! Zipper! I tried to blow in her nose because that works with dogs. Stop that. She choked me. She choked me, and I'm not here to judge you. I didn't fly out to New York and have my pants steamed to judge you people. I don't care if you choke or not. It was my first time. The only thing I would like, how about a little pre-choke warning? A little bit of, hey, if you enjoy what's happened, I'm gonna take my hand, cut off your oxygen supply. That was a luxury I was not awarded. She caught me on an exhale. I thought I was gonna die. She choked a noise out of me, a noise that you could hear. I didn't even know it was in me. And it wasn't a sex noise. If you're trying to think of it, don't think of sex noises. No one heard the noise and was like, that's sex, I can tell. If anyone heard it, they were like, call a veterinarian. Something stuck up in a crawl space, and it's in labor. I can tell, it's breech. It's a breech, big-headed labor baby. That's it for me. Thank you guys very much. Thank you so much.
Tommy Johnagin, ladies and gentlemen. Tommy Johnagin. We'll be right back after this. Fantastic. Please welcome David Koechner.
Hello. Thank you. Folks, I want to tell you about the show tonight, the show that I'm going to put on. A couple things always happen invariably when I do a show, a live show. Don't know why, but they do happen. One is a knife fight. No one's gonna be hurt, but it's gonna be a harrowing experience for those that are involved. Secondly, half of this audience is gonna walk out without any pants on. Don't know why, don't know how, it just happens. It just happens. 4 days ago, my wife and I had our 5th child. Thank you. Thank you, 5 kids. Don't know why we did it. Realized maybe we shouldn't have, and that's why I'm gonna tell you tonight, that baby is for sale. By being here tonight at this show, you have an exclusive opportunity to buy my baby. It is a beautiful little girl, her name is Eve. I'm gonna start the bidding at $100,000. $100,000, what am I bid? What is my bid? 4-day-old. What am I bid? Just get your hands in the air. What am I bid? There's one bid. $100,000, now $150,000. No, $150,000, wow, this is going better than I'd hoped. 4 days old, eyes of blue, black hair, subject to change. Right now, that baby does not walk or talk. Language up to the discretion of the purchaser. It's expensive to raise kids, right? A lot of money. School, food they eat every day. 3 times a day, sometimes more. Clothes. It's illegal to send them out there naked. Money, college, maybe, right? Weddings, maybe, yeah. My kids are good looking. You can see it. I don't know what you're laughing at. You can see it. That's why in my family, we encourage bad grades. C's and D's. You failed a test, good for you. Get a bowl of ice cream. Your kids, I love them. Sometimes they miss me. I was on the road a lot this summer. Came back. Our twins are 4 years old, a boy and a girl, and we're playing Candyland. And let me refresh you on the rules of Candyland. The youngest goes first. Yeah? Huh? Anyway, youngest goes first, and then the next. So the 3 of us are playing it, but my son did not want my daughter, who's younger, to go first. He wanted to go first, followed by me, and not her to play at all. They're 4. And so at one point, he raises his hand like this. I'm son, stop it. And so he ran to his room. He was upset. We played Candyland, my daughter and I. And then I noticed it was extremely quiet in my son's room, which means something bad is happening or something bad has happened. So I go in his room, and it's summertime, so I'm not wearing any shoes. I walk in there, and the rug is wet. And I said, son, why is the rug wet? And he said, Mr. Business peed. Mr. Business is our dog. And I can't tell you the story of how his name, we'll get to that some other day, but it's a good one. Anyway, I said, that's a lot of pee, son. I don't think Mr. Business did that. He goes, okay, I did it. I said, were you upset about Candyland? Yes. You upset because Dad's been gone so much? Yes. And did you do that because you miss Daddy? He said, yes. I said, I miss you too. And I unzipped my pants and I made a puddle twice the size of his. Good night, I'm David Koechner. Thank you very much.
David Koechner, ladies and gentlemen. Please show your appreciation for all the acts that you've seen this evening. And consider joining us next time. Good night.